live right up the road, very close, I guess, 3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
We live downfield back further. You go by the post office and you got the dirt road.
Right.
You go up to the fields over there. It's where we walk the cutting.
Okay. So, about how old were you when you...
Oh, I was just a kid in a way, I guess 6, 7, 8 years old.
Okay.
When I ride the cotton wagon.
And you ride the cotton wagon here to the cotton gin?
Oh yeah, I'd ride on top of it. Mules, drive the mules. Sometimes we'd stay in line, we'd get hit. Sometime in the evening, stay till 12, 1 o'clock in line before you could get to it.
Oh.
We lined up so much.
So there'd be lines of wagons with people full of cotton?
Be a mile down the road each way.
Oh, wow. A mile of cotton, wagons full of cotton.
Yeah, it was a big thing. But some people pull them with little tractors.
Mm-hmm. So you all would be in line a good part of the day waiting to have your cotton ginned here.
Right, you'd be lucky to get loaded in the morning, then you can get out here about dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
But most people would be about the same time getting in here,
Yep.
Everybody'd be at once, and that'd be late in the afternoon up to 10, 11 o'clock, and that caused big long lines.
Mm-hmm. So when you finally got to the front of the line, what would happen?
Well, they'd come down, God would come down with a big funnel to suck it, suck out.
Mm-hmm.
And we kids, we'd jump from one end to the other, get out of his way. And it'd take him about, he could do it 30, 40 minutes.
So it's like a big vacuum cleaner and he moved it around?
Oh yeah, but that side had a hammer on, he could just sweep it all along, see it was pivoted up top.
Okay.
Yeah, I could just suck it up and take it. And then it's not down now, but you had the big funnels that took all the cotton down to the other end where you'd be in the packing for it.
Okay. So then it would go through the gin, clean the seeds and debris out,
Right.
and then go into something that would compress it and pack it into the bales. And then did you all take your bale home or it stayed here and they paid you?
Well, you could take a cotton seed, that little building below, cotton seed place.
Okay.
One man that worked at the office, and he would weigh the cotton seed. And they'd either buy it or you could take it as a price going toward the baling point.
Okay.
If you want to keep your seed. And it was, some of the little bales at the time were much larger than 500 pounds.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've heard of 650, something like that. But I think that machine was designed for, like most of them were 4 to 500 pounds.
So tell us about the process of growing cotton.
Plowed up, had these big old tractors, slow, they had big plows on them. We had 2 of them, F-30s were called. And some of them had iron tracks, and some of them we had put tires on them. And you could plow that land and get broken up good. Then the mules could pull the layer off, plow, where you mound up, about like that.
Okay.
And then you could take the seed hopper and go down the top of the planchette and get it up, fertilize it, pipe with boll weevil, and then start to pick it.
So you're making it sound like the boll weevils were always here and not that they just suddenly came and devoured the crops. Each year there's like pesticide where you do something to prevent.
Yeah, we got what we sprayed. The big thing was walking along with molasses and dip it in, I forgot what was in that bucket mixed with molasses, and you go along and drop them on the leaves.
Oh, because then they would stick to it?
That was and then you had to watch out when the rain was coming or something like
Because it would wash it off?
It would wash it off. But I do remember that there was a mixture. Might have been arsenic. I forget what name it is, but it was put in a barrel with the molasses.
Okay.
Some kind of molasses. And a lot of that was made right here. People grew what you call it, not corn,
Sugar cane?
cane. And that would make you a lot of molasses. But you'd use it and put it on that for the boll weevil. And
I did not know that now. Since you don't eat the
then
kind
you just go along with a bottle.
Okay.
And take 2 rolls at a time. I've seen a lot of people just come up.
Did you get them every year before they devoured all the crops?
I don't remember much in those days, which was probably in the 50s, that we had as much trouble with boll weevil. I just wondered if it was starting earlier than that.
Did you all find any gold or the minerals or gemstones on your land?
No, we had a boy one time walked for years and picked up arrows.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was a collector of them. And then the old gold mine, there used to be a little bit found in it, in places.
Right. Okay.
And this one down here, you might find a powder, but then after then, I came in with copper. Mine started mining copper.
So tell me about the livery stable and the activities that were there.
Well, my daddy would go to Tennessee and also to Atlanta, and they'd have these mules and horses. And back in those days, mostly what he saw was those going to log. There were a lot of loggers that had to use mules and didn't have a cook. And most of it was done over in Georgia. And I got up 12, 14, 15 years old. I killed a many a mule or two over in Georgia, somewhere around over. And he went by. Sometime they would be unbroken. We had some families around here, the young boys that wanted to break their own. And they had to work them to a drag until they got them where they could slow down and plow for work such as that. But he sold many mules for years. Educated all us 3. And in the front part, when my brother-in-law, where my sister died, came out of the army. He wanted Daddy to put the front part of the stable as a appliance place.
Oh.
And he ran that, and there was an alley down through there. We'd bring in the mules and horses, and we had a lot in the back there where you could take, hook them up and show people how to work. And then later on, when it went more mechanized, I went more in the cattle business. My dad did in the mule and horse business. And we'd use those pins. They'd be about, it was a 10-foot alley went down through it. And those pins on each side would be about 14 by 20 pins. You'd hold 25, 30 kids.
Wow.
We bought a lot of calves for this outfit out in Texas. And that's the reason we put them there instead of going home. We had more room here. And we had a place to look for scouts.
So you had to herd them through town?
We put them in there as we bought them during the week. And then on the weekend, we get a load, the guy would come with his tractor trailer from Orangeburg. So we had a T-foot there. And he'd load. And most of them calves would weigh about 300 pounds.
Wow.
Heifers back then, but everything was a heifer, wasn't black.
Right.
And he would take them out, Texas, and Dallas was a big place. This guy, I traded with him, I just bought him on commission.
And what was your dad's name?
Jamie.
Okay.
Jamie L. Smith. I think that was it. But he was a livestock man. That's how I took up an auctioneer. I'd go to sale with him. Went so long and I knew him, so that most of being on the bond would let him sell the baby calf. So I took that up until 1958.
Okay.
And I took up auctioneering for profession.
Well, I really want to thank you for coming and taking us back and telling us about the activity here in McCormick. And the way you could describe it, I could just see all the activity at the livery stable, and the calves in the back, and coming through town, and the wagons all lined up. Is there anything else that you want to tell me?
Well, I wish I had been old enough or interested enough to watch this Christmas. I never knew anything about it, and it was something.
Yes.
But you always have certain memories back of some things, others you lost.
Right.
And I know I've lost a lot about the gin, but that floor was full of heavy equipment in there. I mean, I guess they sold it all out. But that was a big press. The one that's in there now, I mean, that's nothing back in the day.
Oh, okay.
No, it was a big press. The cut would come in through those flues or pipes,
Yes.
come down into there, and that thing rolled with pack. And when it got tied, some of them were over tied with wire.
But those metal bands.
Right, a band, and then they dropped out. And then I've been in there when that thing was bust.
Oh.
And they clean it up, roll it out, somebody bring it back around. And that was a job for the guy to suck it back up.
Well, I want to thank you for coming today.
I've enjoyed it. Makes me go back in time.